All right, so back behind us, you can not only see, but you can also hear the Atlantic as we are halfway across the ocean in what is our 5th transatlantic. Oh, by the way, that's not even counting the time we went across the Atlantic on a world cruise. The bottom line is we love transatlantics, and we believe that after this video, so will you. Hi, I'm Jan.
And I'm Tracy, and we are here on the Oceana's newest ship, the Allura, on a 16-day transatlantic crossing. And what we're going to do is give you the top 8 reasons why we love doing transatlantic cruises. Not just because of this cruise, but from all of our experiences on the other transatlantics that we've done.
And the first reason why we love transatlantics is because it gives us the opportunity to relax. I don't know about you, when I'm at home, I'm always doing something, and I always feel guilty when I've taken time out for myself. Not so on the transatlantic. There are so many ways to be able to relax, whether it is be here on the pool deck, swimming in the pool, hanging out in the hot tub, sunbathing, or maybe even going to the spa and getting a spa treatment or 2 or 4, spending time in the sauna or the steam room. Transatlantics just give you an opportunity to just put life in neutral.
One of the things that Jan and I notice when we do disembarkation on shorter cruises is all of the places and the venues that we just didn't have time to investigate. A lot of that's due to being in places that have a lot of port days or just a short cruise. And that's the second reason we love cruising on transatlantics. It really gives you the opportunity to go back to restaurants that you really enjoyed and to go back to those bar venues and maybe taking a jigsaw puzzle. You do have the time to do a lot of neat things when you are on a longer transatlantic cruise.
All right, so one of the reasons why I love transatlantics, and it might be a little silly, but it's for the nostalgia. It's the romanticism of crossing the Atlantic. As I look out on my balcony at the waters, I do this every time we have a transatlantic, I can't help but think all those other people who have crossed these waters before us, whether it be Magellan or the Pilgrims, or even my own family who in 1870 crossed over from Europe over to the United States. It's just that feeling that you are not necessarily just going somewhere, but also you're bringing the past along with you. And it's one of those things that I just rarely find on any other type of cruise. It's really nice.
While Jan enjoys the romanticism of transatlantic crossings from the past, I take this as an opportunity to make new connections with future friends. And that is a neat thing about a transatlantic, because when you are on shorter cruises that don't last as long, they tend to be very port intensive, and you don't really have a chance to get to meet your fellow passengers because you're doing your own thing. When you are on a transatlantic cruise, there are multiple opportunities to meet new friends that become part of your ship family. It can be doing the silly games that they play for points. It can also be for things like trivia. Trivia is one of those things that we love playing on every transatlantic that we've been on. In fact, we are on the Oceana Allura right now, and we have friends on our trivia team who have been with us on the Explorer 1 and on the Oceana Vista. It's a great way to meet people and keep in touch and create your ship family.
Transatlantics are also another great way to do what we call have new beginnings, be able to learn new things and have new experiences. We're actually in the artist loft here on the Oceana Explorer, where Tracy and I have been taking art classes that have really kind of pushed me out of my comfort zone. But there's many other things you can do, such as whenever we're on Explorer journeys, we love taking the culinary classes and being able to learn how to make new dishes, which is always good because you get to eat them as well. Additionally, if you want to do stuff such as make jewelry or charms, you can go up and do that up in the horizons. Or maybe it's that book that you've been wanting to read that you just haven't been able to pick up. Here's a great opportunity to be able to do that. And one of the things that Tracy and I have been doing here is we've actually used this as an opportunity to restart our fitness goals and going back to the gym because we kind of let that slide over the winter.
And here's another great reason that you can take a transatlantic, because a transatlantic is not just getting from Miami to Barcelona or Miami to Rome. It's all the stops in between at the beginning of the cruise and at the end of the cruise. So it's port intensive in certain spots. We started out, we went to places like Bermuda, and it was a destination. And then we had quite a few sea days, but then we went to really neat places on this particular transatlantic. We went to Cartagena, Spain, we went to Malaga, Spain, and here we are now in Naples, and more specifically, we're here in Pompeii. This is one of the great reasons to take a transatlantic cruises for the destinations along the way.
So speaking of itineraries, if you're like me, if I fly to Europe, that first couple days, man, I just don't feel good, and I really don't enjoy Europe as much as I like. However, if you do a transatlantic, it's going from the United States over to Europe, you gradually get used to the time change. So once you get to Europe, such as Tracy and I are currently in Cartagena, Spain, man, you feel great and you can really enjoy your vacation. But we also have an advantage when you're going from east to west, when you're going from Europe to the United States. First of all, I kind of like those transatlantics better because there's several times throughout the crossing I get to wake up an hour later without missing anything, and it actually allows me to kind of reintegrate into life back at home. Either way, transatlantics allow you to travel to Europe and back with half the jet lag.
Now, another reason that we love going on transatlantic cruises is the fact of the value that comes with them. Oftentimes in a transatlantic cruise, because there are not a lot of ports in there and it's a repositioning, you can save between 30 to 40% on the cruise. It is a great way to save some money while you're also enjoying a lengthier cruise.
All right, so that's why we love transatlantics. Now, go on along with us on one of the transatlantics we did on the Explorer Journeys, Explorer 1, by watching one of these videos. And as always, until that next horizon, keep on traveling.